So speaking of the Bucks and the Suns, this leads us perfectly into the NBA Finals preview. So we got game 1 tomorrow in Phoenix. The Suns, when we look at the regular season, they played 2 times in the regular season. The Suns won both those games, but they were close games. The Suns won both by 1 point, and one went into overtime. So off top, we see that this should definitely be a competitive series. So that's nice to know that in the regular season they was hooping and it was close. So I expect a spectacular series. Giannis was the Bucks' top scorer in the regular series at 28.1 points per game, and that was 5th in the NBA. So we know Giannis can hoop, former 2-time MVP. And on the Suns, Devin Booker was their top scorer this season with 25.6 points per game, and that was 13th in the NBA. So I guess you could say the Bucks have the best player out of the 2 teams. You know what I'm saying? But both teams are well-rounded, and the Suns definitely have a well-rounded team. They got a couple people who can score. So the Suns in this playoffs have been very competitive, very consistent. There's been no Game 7s for the Suns. So with that being said, I just feel like they look like, in my opinion, based off the eye test, they look like the best team in the playoffs. They were the best team, in my opinion, as far as consistency. But the Bucks have a well-rounded team, but they also would need Giannis to come back. If Giannis can't play in this series or he missed too many games, I definitely feel like that's going to have a big effect on the Bucks. Shout out to the Hawks. I was rooting for the Hawks, but the Suns, I feel like, are definitely a stronger, better team at this point than the Hawks are. So I don't think they'll be able to get away with some of those wins without Giannis as they did against the Hawks in the previous series. So if you ask me who I think is going to win this, I would have to say Suns in 6. You know what I'm saying? I say Suns in 6 because Giannis isn't fully healthy. So like I said, I think they're going to need Giannis more in this series than the previous one. And the Suns have just looked like the best team in the playoffs. They've been real consistent. They have some nice young players mixed in with great leadership. And of course, this season's MVP, if you just don't go by numbers and you go by all the other real categories, leadership and everything else like that, CP3 is in the finals. I know he can smell blood. He smells that championship is right there in his hands for the taking. I know he can smell it. You know what I'm saying? And we know CP3 is a real dog. He's a real killer out there on that court. So I know he's not going to let this slide. His opportunity is right there waiting in his hands. So with that being said, I got Suns in 6. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. This was another episode of The Lifestyle Sports. It's AI from the 210. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, follow on IG at The Lifestyle Sports Podcast, at Allen Iverson, ALAN Iverson. Till next time.